Hi, I'm Finch and this is More Than Streams, the weekly music marketing podcast that will teach you how to get, you guessed it, more than streams. Today's episode is for anyone who is about to release a song and literally has no audience. Or maybe you've been releasing music for a while, but you feel stuck. Or you just want to listen to me talking because you enjoy my voice. Just kidding, but the topic of releasing music without an audience is close to my heart because I've been there. When I was 19, I released my first single. I spent so much time on it, producing it, mixing it, even creating a music video I scripted, recorded, and edited myself. I flew to the Netherlands and to Portugal, even Belgium, to film it, and I really thought it's going to take off. But guess what? Even though I did everything and I got super excited, I put it on SoundCloud, I posted it on Facebook, I even paid for YouTube ads to get some views. And yeah, you know what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened. I got 0 streams, 0 people caring, and no one listened to the song or watched my YouTube video, except for those people from India who I paid to watch the music video with my ads. They're the only ones, but they didn't really engage. And yeah, I really thought that if I just made good music, people would listen to it, but I was completely wrong. And that broke me a bit. I got really depressed. I moved to a new city, I was alone, and I just couldn't understand why my music wasn't connecting with anyone. So I quit for a few years. I gave up on music and went to university to study marketing. It took me years to come back to music, but when I did, I came back with some plan. I learned how ads actually work, how to pitch to playlists, how to build systems that turn listeners into real fans, and everything changed for me. So today I'm going to share what I wish someone told me back when I was 19. If you're releasing music with 0 fans, this episode will show you how to actually make it work. And if you want my full strategy, like the step-by-step videos, workbooks, playlist creator lists, ad templates, everything, then over 200 musicians joined my program, Your First Hit Song, last year, and the program is completely updated for this year. So I will talk about it more later, but yeah, let's get into it. So here's the thing. When you're releasing music with 0 fans, the problem isn't that your music is bad. I mean, maybe it is. We'll get into that, but the real problem is that you're basically singing to an empty room, but the echo makes it feel like the room is full. You can have the best song in the world with good production, good lyrics, a good hook, but if no one hears your song, then it doesn't matter. And most musicians think like this. They think, I will post my song on Instagram, on TikTok, and people will automatically listen. But people don't care. They have no reason to care yet because they don't know you exist. And there are about 100,000 songs that are being uploaded to Spotify every day, and probably millions of videos that are being uploaded to TikTok every week. Yeah, you need to stand out and you need a plan. But before you start thinking about this plan, and I really mean this, you need to make sure your music is actually ready. Yeah, I see this mistake consistently. Musicians release a song that isn't ready and then they get confused when their marketing doesn't work. They blame Spotify or their playlists or their budget, but the real problem is the song wasn't good enough. So before you release anything, get feedback. Not from your mom, not from your friends, from other musicians. From feedback platforms like Submit Hub's Hot or Not. Share some snippets on TikTok and see how people react to it, if they react at all. And believe me, if your song is good, you will get reactions. There are plenty of unknown musicians who blew up before even releasing their first song, just because they posted their performance on TikTok. My favorite example is Sadie Jean. So she created a performance video like months before she released her first song, What You Doing Now, and I think now the song has almost 500 million streams, and she's touring, and basically her career just launched because she shared snippets of a good song before she released it. So we'll talk about content later, but basically, just so you know, you get feedback, either good or not. If your feedback is bad, then you know you need to improve the song. And if the feedback is good, then marketing is gonna get easier. And I know that it's hard to hear feedback, and I have myself a love-hate relationship with it too. But trust me, it's better to wait and improve the song than to waste your time and money promoting something that people don't care about. Alright, so let's say your song is good, really good. What do you do next? So here's probably the biggest mistake musicians make when they have zero fans. They release an album or an EP. And I get it, you have a bunch of songs finished, you want to put them all out at once. But with zero fans, that's not really a good idea. Why? Because when you release an album, you get one spike. Spotify pushes your music to release radar for a few weeks, and then it's over. The momentum literally just dies. So what you should do instead is to release singles, like one song every 4 to 6 weeks. But here's the important part. When you release your second single, you attach the first one to it. So when the second single comes out, then the first single is connected to it. And when the third single comes out, then you attach the first single and the second single to it. And you keep doing this. And it's easy to do with any distributor. You need to check with them how to re-release an older song with a new one. And why does it work? Because every time you release something new, your old songs keep getting streams. Your first song doesn't just sit there doing nothing. It keeps growing, and that's how you make sure your music doesn't die. And also Spotify likes this. When you release music consistently, Spotify sees you as an active artist, and they're also more likely to push your songs to their playlists, like Discover Weekly and Release Radar. So if you have 5 or 6 songs ready, don't release them all at once. Space them out. Give each one time to actually get discovered and build some momentum. This is a slower process, I know, but it works. And if you go and check some big artists like Charlie XCX, you will see that she keeps re-releasing her old songs. And this way, the old music doesn't die. And also, I'm a big fan of creating remixes and covers of older songs, but this is a topic for another episode. But yeah, bottom line, don't let your music die. Now, let's talk about funnels. And this is a big word, but I do like to talk about funnels a lot. When you have 0 fans, every single person who finds your song is a potential fan. But most musicians, they mess it up. Here's what usually happens. Someone hears your song on a playlist, and they like it. They stream it once, and then you never hear from them again. You have no way to reach them. They're just gone. That's because you don't have a funnel. You need to give people a way to stay connected with you. Here is the simplest version. Someone streams your song. That's step 1. Good. That's the top of the funnel. Now what? You need them to follow you somewhere, right? Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Show them your personality. Give them behind the scenes stuff. More music. Make them actually care about you as a person, not just your music. Especially today with so many AI songs out there. Those who want to discover real artists will appreciate it if you show more of your personality on Instagram or TikTok. On Spotify, you can simply write a bio that doesn't look like it was written on ChatGPT and add some pictures of you performing live or making music in your studio. Then this is what most musicians skip. Capture their email. Offer them something. Early access to new songs, exclusive content, a free download, whatever. Just get their email, because here's the thing, social media is unpredictable. The algorithm changes. Your posts might not reach your followers, but with emails, you own that. You can reach them directly whenever you want. And then just stay in touch. When you release a new song, email them. Build a relationship with your audience. And with emails, it's super easy. You can also create a broadcast channel on Instagram, which is something I really like. But as I said, social media is unpredictable. And I think it was this week that millions of account details, like names and passwords, were exposed online. And basically a lot of accounts got hacked on Instagram. So you never know if you're next. And you also never know if Instagram is there forever. But your email, yeah, your email is forever. I still have the same email address from when I was 12, I think, even when I was younger. So capture emails. Most musicians only focus on streams. They don't think about what happens after someone streams their song. And then they're confused when their next release gets no attention because they never turn those listeners into fans. Actually, 2 episodes ago, I shared 2 strategies that will help you capture emails easily. So if you haven't listened to my episode, How to Get 10,000 Real Fans in 2026, go back and check it out when you're done with this episode. So anyway, when you're planning your release, think about it. If someone streams my song, what do I want them to do next? Make it obvious, make it easy, and make it worth their time. And the funnel is something you need to create before you even release your music. Imagine I shared this podcast episode while my Instagram was empty and I had no email list and no services to offer. That's exactly what musicians do when they put their music on Spotify and think that's the end of the story. As a listener, I hate it so much when I like a song, but the artist's Instagram is not even connected to their Spotify. Please don't be this artist. Okay, but you didn't come here to hear me yelling at you. You want steps to release your music. So if you are releasing with 0 fans, here is what you need to do before your song comes out. I'm going to skip the obvious stuff like uploading to DistroKid or making your artwork the right size. You probably already know that. I'm going to focus on the things that really matters to me. The first thing is to pitch to Spotify. At least 7 days before you release your song, go to Spotify for Artists and fill out the pitch form. Tell them what your song is about, what playlists it would fit on, how you plan to promote it. This one is really important, how you plan to promote it, because they want to make sure they can invest in you. And don't lie, don't try to oversell it. If it's your first release, just say that, because they know. Be honest. A lot of musicians skip this because they think they have no chance, but Spotify editorial playlists feature new artists all the time. You just have to pitch. The second thing to do is to find playlist curators. You need to build a list of 50 to 100 independent playlist curators in your genre. Not fake playlists with bots, real curators with real listeners. How do you find them? My best recommendation is using SubmitHub. I'm a big fan of SubmitHub. And yeah, you might see that in future episodes. I will talk about it even more. I've been a curator on the platform for over 3 years now, and I can guarantee it's effective and free of bots. And no, they didn't pay me to say that. Actually, I just remembered that I've made a guide with 5 ways to get your music on playlists, and I will make sure to leave the link in the description of this episode. Once you find contact info of curators, reach out to them 3 to 7 days before your release. Keep your pitch short. Keep it personal. Tell them why your song fits their playlist. Don't send generic messages to everyone. And yeah, some of those curators cost money. SubmitHub is on average $2 per submission, and Playlist Push can be $300 to $500 for a full campaign. But if you're serious about it, it's worth it, because when you have 0 fans, playlists are how people find you fast. The third thing you need to do when releasing a new song is to create your content ahead of time. You need at least 15 to 20 pieces of content. Yes, at least 15 pieces of content ready before your release. And I recommend doing behind the scenes clips, lyric videos, performance videos, whatever is trending at the moment. It's easy when you scroll through Instagram and TikTok and get inspired by what other musicians are doing. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. That would take you forever, and before you figure out what works for you, you would burn out. Use other people's ideas because their ideas are also stolen from other people. Now, don't wait until release day to start filming. Take a day or two, get a friend to help, find good lighting, that's really important, and film everything at once. You want to post consistently the week before the release day, and then you want to post 2 weeks after. Why 2 weeks? Because that's when Spotify is paying attention. That's when the song is on release radar. If you want the algorithm to push your song, and we all want the algorithm to push our songs, you need to be visible during that time. Okay, now the fourth and last thing to do is set up ads if you can. And this is actually the most important one. And I know a lot of musicians ignore ads because they think it's complicated or expensive. But honestly, ads are better than everything else. And I've seen artists getting great results even by spending $5 a day. Yeah, that could be enough in some cases and in some genres. And let me explain why ads can be so impactful. When you post organic content on Instagram or TikTok, and when I say organic content, I mean content that is not paid, then the algorithm has no idea who to show it to in the beginning. So basically the algorithm just gives a guess and try to figure out who to show it to. And basically it just shows your videos to a random group of people and sees what happens. Maybe they like your music, maybe they don't. It's not a 100% guess, but it takes time for the algorithm to become your friend. Trust me. But with ads, specifically meta ads on Instagram and Facebook, you can tell the algorithm exactly who to show your music to. Like on meta ads, you can target a 25-year-old man from Toronto who likes indie music and have a birthday next week. And then it will show the ad to that person and he will listen to your music. You have complete control. And here's the other thing. When someone sees your ad, they're kind of forced to watch it. I mean, they can scroll past it, but ads show up in their feed. They have to see it. With organic posts, most of your followers won't even see your content because the algorithm doesn't show it to them. So ads give you two things that nothing else does. Control over who sees your music and guaranteed visibility. Now, learning how to run ads properly does take some time. You need to understand how to set up a campaign, how to target the right people, how to create videos that actually work. And I will give you a spoiler. If it's an emotional video, even if it's a video of someone crying, then you already have an advantage over 99% of people who create generic videos. But once you learn how to create better campaigns, it's so rewarding because you're not just hoping that the algorithm eventually picks up your content, you're making it happen. And that's super powerful. And honestly, if you have the budget, even just $100 or $200, ads can be a shortcut. You don't have to spend weeks pitching to playlists. You don't have to post 50 TikToks and hope one goes viral. You just run ads and you get streams. As simple as that. I'm not saying you should only do ads. Playlists and social media still matter. But if you have some money to spend, ads should be your priority. If you want to learn the full strategy, your first hit song has over 2 hours of training on ads. It walks you through everything. Setting up campaigns, creating ad videos, budgeting, targeting, all of it. You can find the link to join the program in the description of this episode. But yeah, if you're releasing with 0 fans and you have the budget, spend it on ads. That's my biggest advice. And now, release day is here. What do you actually do? If you did everything before, most of the work is already done. Your ads should be running, your content should be scheduled, and your pitches should be sent. On release day, you just need to show up and be active. You need to post everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, email list, MySpace, Threads, your family WhatsApp group. Share your artwork, share the link, tell people the song is out. Don't expect them to remember it. And don't be shy about it. Don't say, I know no one cares, but here's my song. Just own it. You worked hard, share it. Be annoying about it. Use social media as if you pay for every follower and you want to get the most out of it. Send a DM to your supporters. Even if you have 0 fans, you probably have a few people who support you. Friends, family, maybe a couple followers who like your stuff. Send them a message. Thank them for being there. Ask them to stream the song and share it. Make them feel like they're part of it, because they are. And reply to everything. If someone comments on your post, reply. If someone DMs you, respond. If someone shares your song on their story, reshare it and thank them. This is how you turn random listeners into actual fans. You show up. You care. And if you care, they care. And also, go live if you can. Instagram or TikTok. And then talk about the song. You can even play it, and you can thank people, and you can answer questions. Going live is one of the best ways to connect with people when you have 0 fans. Okay, so release day is over. It's been a few days since the song was released. What now? Should you start working on a strategy for your next release? This is where most musicians give up. They release a song, it doesn't blow up in the first week, and they just move on. But most successful songs don't blow up overnight. They build slowly, over weeks, months, sometimes years. Your job after release is to keep the momentum going. For example, keep posting content. Don't stop after the first week. Keep sharing videos and, as I said before, some behind-the-scenes stuff, some fan reactions, some playlist ads, and focus on different types of content. Sometimes post stuff to get discovered by new people, and sometimes post stuff to build relationships with your current followers. Sometimes post stuff to drive streams. And don't just spam "stream a song" over and over. Give people a reason to care about you, because you remember, people don't really care. So a reason can be really impactful. And when I say a reason, try to think of a sentence that starts with, "You should listen to my song because," and then you need to find a reason. Not just because it's good. Listen to my song because you just experienced something similar to what I'm talking about in the lyrics of the song, for example. Listen to the song because I am going to die in 1 year and that's gonna be my last song. Just an example. Every person has a different reason for other people to listen to the music, and if you have no reason, then maybe you should just keep it as a hobby, because a reason to care is very important. Something else you can keep doing even weeks after you released your song is to pitch to more playlists. After the first week, you will have some numbers and you can use that. Reach out to more curators and say, "My song has been added to this number of playlists and has this number of streams already. I think it would fit your playlist too." And when you have the momentum, it's easier to get more momentum. It's like Tarzan. That's his name in English, right? Tarzan. It's like Tarzan swinging between trees. You can't just jump from one tree to another if you're just standing still. You need momentum from the first rope to grab the next one. Same thing with marketing. Once you get added to a few playlists and you have some streams, it's easier to get added to more. Curators see that other people are already listening and they're more likely to take you seriously. And that's also true with editorial playlists. So once you get added to one editorial playlist, then you will see that with the next release, you'll get added to more playlists. So momentum is a keyword. And the last thing that is really important to do weeks after you release the song is to look at what worked. Check your Spotify for Artists dashboard. Look at your ad results. Look at your social media insights. Which content got the most views? Which ads had the best results? Which playlists sent the most streams? Do more of what worked, stop doing what didn't. And that's how you get better. You release, you see what works, you adjust, and you release again every 4 to 6 weeks. Now, I need to be honest with you. If you're releasing with 0 fans, your first song probably won't blow up. And that's what I thought about my first song, and that's why I kind of got depressed when it didn't. I even remember when I sent the song to a mixing engineer and a co-producer, I told them that this is the song that is going to get on editorial playlists. Please mix it in an editorial playlist level, or like as a reference. I don't remember what I told them, but I really believed that they're going to help me get on editorial playlists. And I was super naive. And I know that you're naive too, because it's hard to judge ourselves and we have a lot of blind spots. We need other people to tell us that the music is not good enough, or that we are not experienced enough. And that's something you just learn over time. So your first release probably won't get 100,000 streams in the first month. It might get a few hundred, maybe a few thousands if you're lucky. And that's fine. Marketing isn't a quick thing. It takes time. Every release is practice. Every release builds on the next one. Tarzan, right? If that's his name. You teach the algorithm who your audience is. You teach your audience who you are and why you should become their favorite artist. I released music for years before I figured any of this out. I made every mistake you can imagine. Bad timing, bad pitches, no strategies, even buying fake streams. Oh yes, I did that, but don't tell Spotify. I wasted so much money and time, and I almost quit for good. But the difference between musicians who make it and musicians who don't is simple. The ones who make it just keep going. They learn, they adjust, they get better. So if your first release doesn't go the way you wanted, don't quit. Just learn from it. Make it better next time. Release again. Eventually, if you believe your destiny is to be a successful musician, that's going to happen. But you have to adjust and you have to keep trying. And if you want to skip all of the mistakes you're going to make throughout your journey, then you want a system that works, and it's my program, Your First Hit Song, and it has everything you need. It includes step-by-step training on playlists, ads, and social media, workbooks to plan your whole career, contact lists with 3,000 playlist creators, ad templates, budget planners, more than 300 content ideas with real examples. I have a full release checklist and a whole list of successful stories of musicians doing the same thing. The program is fully updated for this year. It's designed to help you avoid all of the mistakes I made, so you can focus on making music and building a real fan base. You can check it out in the description of this episode. I hope to see you there. And that's it for today. If you're releasing music with zero fans, just remember this. You're not behind, you're not too late, you're just starting. Every musician who has fans now started from zero. Unless they have famous parents, of course, but that's a topic for another episode. So, make good music, build a system, be consistent, and don't give up. I believe in you, go make it happen. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.